Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Wednesday Wisdom. Today I'm going to be talking about a story that shook the comic book industry. Some say that this story was the starting point of the Bronze Age of comics. Since the Golden Age, late 30s, there was always a rule that the love interest of a superhero can never die. And that thing changed in the 1970s with the Amazing Spider-Man issues number 121 and 122. The title of this story is The Night Gwen Stacy Died. However, this story brings out complexities of not just a superhero, but also of a person who believes in doing the right thing no matter what. And in the end, when he tries to do it, he somehow creates a spectre, meaning a ghost, an intangible entity that drives a wedge between the hero, the person, and his or her love interest. Not for diabolical reasons, not for any ill intent, but it comes with the job. And this is one of the most tragic stories I have ever read. Even though I'm a fan of X-Men and Dark Phoenix Saga is one of my favorites. But DC or Marvel, this is the story that I love. I'm lucky enough to have a trade paperback or a graphic novel that has both stories combined within. For those of you who are not aware, Gwen Stacy's death came after the death of her father, Captain George Stacy. So this is a very good collection. Death of the Stacys, The Amazing Spider-Man. And some of the stories have been written by Stan Lee and some by Gary Conway. Beautiful art by both John Romita Sr. and Gil Kane. These two names are some of the most well-known, other than Keith Pollard, Steve Ditko. So the panel I'm about to read comes after this iconic panel. It was drawn by Gil Kane. It reads as follows. As it was before, he remembers the day he first met Gwen Stacy, his first day at college. They'd each been unsure of the other's feelings, each unwilling to take that first awkward step, until miraculously the step was taken. And they found themselves in love. The happiness, the tragedy, in a rush, it all comes back to him. The evening Gwen's father died and Spider-Man was blamed for the death of a man he'd almost loved. Captain Stacy, who died trying to save a child. Yes, he remembers the sorrow and the self-pity, the joy, the fear. And through it all, a part of it all, he remembers Gwen. Captain George Stacy was the second father figure after Uncle Ben for Peter Parker. And the panel continues. Gwen, as much a victim of Spider-Man's lifestyle as Peter Parker, didn't his Spectre keep them apart? Wasn't it Spider-Man who stood between them and happiness? Till, in the end, he stood between Gwen and life. Well, hadn't he? Depicted like this. And this story is pretty much of a reflection about the hard choices. So this path comes with a lot of painful sacrifices. And comic books in the 70s, the writers decided that life had to be told the way it is, rather than providing some kind of an escapism. One cannot thank Gary Conway for taking the right step, because it not only shook the industry, but it woke up the readers from this not unstoppable journey in a fantasy world where the good guy always wins and he or she are able to maintain a work-life balance, if one might call it. That doesn't happen. The world is a cruel place. In reality, it is a cruel place. And people who believe in doing the right thing, irrespective of their area of interest, while they must be commended, they must be empathized with at the same time. Superheroism is not only existing within the pages of beautifully illustrated comic books. Anyone who believes in doing the right thing no matter what has that superhero spirit within him. But if any of you have that, you're on the toughest journey on the planet, and may God be with you. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week on another Wednesday Wisdom episode.